Top 10 NBA Playoff Buzzer Beaters. The NBA is a league filled with excitement, and one of the most exciting aspects of the game is some of the incredible shots players pull off. Among these shots is one that can both fill a person with joy or break their heart, the buzzer beater. A shot that decides the fate of the game and can even end seasons. This season, the world was treated to one of those shots in Game 2 of the Denver Nuggets-Los Angeles Lakers series. It was an incredible game, one that saw the Nuggets make a 20-point comeback. In the dying embers of the game, with the score tied 99-99, Denver's star guard, Jamal Murray, stepped up and hit a clutch 2-point buzzer beater to win the game. It was a spectacular shot, to say the least, but that gets one thinking. What are some of the best buzzer beaters in the history of the NBA playoffs? Granted, there have been quite a few in the NBA's 77-year history, but here are 10 of the best ever. 10. Pierce calls game against the Hawks. Game 3, 2015 Eastern Conference Semifinals, Washington Wizards vs. Atlanta Hawks. Paul Pierce is a legend that has gotten a lot of stick since he retired. He is often criticized for his outlandish beliefs, specifically ones where he claims he is better than other superstars. However, it's important to remember just how incredible a player he was. All one has to do is look at some of his incredible highlights, one of which came in 2015, way past his prime, and then a role player for the Washington Wizards. Pierce sank one of the coldest shots and said one of the coldest lines in NBA history. In Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Semifinals against the Atlanta Hawks, with 5 seconds left, Pierce hit a step-back bank shot over 3 defenders to win the game for the Wizards. It was an incredible shot that saw Pierce sprawled on the floor as his teammates rushed toward him. Following the game, in an interview, Pierce was asked, "Did you call bank?" His response was, "I called game." An incredible shot, followed by an even more incredible response. These are just a few of the many amazing buzzer beaters the league has witnessed over the years. As the game continues to grow, there will surely be more to come. Safe to say, the fans will be watching and waiting in anticipation for the next big buzzer beater. 9. Rose hits a cold 3-point buzzer beater. Game 3, 2015 Eastern Conference Semifinals, Chicago Bulls vs. Cleveland Cavaliers. From a shot that LeBron James hit to one that he could only watch go in. In 2015, the Cleveland Cavaliers took on the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Semifinals. And, although the Cavaliers would go on to win the series and eventually make the finals, the Bulls gave them a tough time. This was thanks, in part, to Derrick Rose. 4 years removed from becoming the youngest ever MVP, Rose gave the Cavaliers a scare in their Game 3 matchup. Having taken advantage of their game in Cleveland, the Bulls came into the game with the series tied 1-1. Looking to take home advantage, the Bulls gave it their all, and with 3 seconds left on the clock, the game was tied 96-96. Chicago had possession, and to no one's surprise, the inbound pass was played to Rose. Getting the ball just outside the arc, Rose used his speed to get to the other side of the court before he jumped over Tristan Thompson, aiming to sink a 3. Unfortunately for Cleveland, it went in, and the Bulls took a 2-1 lead. 8. LeBron floats it in for the win. Game 3, 2018 Eastern Conference Semifinals, Cleveland Cavaliers vs. Toronto Raptors. It wouldn't be a list of the best playoff buzzer beaters without LeBron James. Despite what many think, James does have the clutch gene, and he has showcased it time and time again. Take, for example, Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Semifinals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. Looking to put an end to the reign of James, the Raptors came into Game 3, with winning being the only goal. In what was a tough matchup, the Raptors delivered, and with 4 seconds left on the clock, they had the game tied, 103-103. But, while it looked as though OT was around the corner, James had other plans. Dribbling up the court, James rushed to the corner. And, with less than 2 seconds left on the clock, he jumped up for a wild floater. It was an insane shot that any normal person would have failed to get in. But, showing just why he is always in the GOAT debate, James sank it, giving the Cavaliers the win, and extending their lead to 3-0. 7. Lillard wins the Blazers' first series in 14 years. Game 6, 2014 first round, Portland Trail Blazers versus Houston Rockets. For a second time, Damian Lillard finds himself on this list. In 2014, the Trail Blazers were having a tough go at things. They hadn't made it past the first round of the playoffs in 14 years. Their last win came in 2000 when they saw off the Minnesota Timberwolves. Leading the series 3-2 against the Houston Rockets, Game 6 was looking difficult for Portland. Down 98-96 in the Moda Center, it looked like their string of bad luck in the first round of the playoffs would continue. However, Lillard had other ideas, and he executed said idea the only way he knew how, with a buzzer beater. With 0.9 seconds on the clock, the Blazers played an inbound pass that was immediately picked up by Lillard. Wasting no time, he shot the three-pointer, sinking it with a swish. It was a historic shot in Blazers history, as Lillard sent them through to the second round, after years and years of waiting. 6. Bryant wins it in OT against the Suns. Game 4, 2006 first round, Los Angeles Lakers versus Phoenix Suns. When thinking of clutch shots, one of the first players that comes to mind is undoubtedly Kobe Bryant. The Los Angeles Lakers legend was a force to be reckoned with, especially with the game on the line. And in 2006, in the first round of the playoffs, he showed the world exactly what the Mamba mentality is. In Game 4, the Lakers and Phoenix Suns put on an incredible show, sending the game to OT. Tired and weary from a long game, everyone looked disheveled. After tying the game in its dying embers in the fourth quarter, the Lakers were faced with an even tougher task in OT. Down by a point with 6 seconds left on the clock, the Lakers won the ball at the tip-off. The ball immediately found itself in Bryant's hands, as he quickly drove to the basket. Pulling up from mid-range, with two defenders on him, Bryant sunk the shot, as legendary commentator, Mike Breen, let out his iconic cry of bang. The Lakers won the game 98-99, taking a 3-1 lead in the series, but would later squander it, losing 4-3 and getting knocked out. 5. West sinks the half-court heave. Game 3, 1970 NBA Finals, Los Angeles Lakers versus New York Knicks. Jerry West is undoubtedly one of the most iconic players in NBA history. After all, the very logo of the league has his silhouette on it. But apart from being the logo, West was also referred to as Mr. Clutch, and in the 1970 NBA Finals, he proved just that. Facing off against the New York Knicks, the Lakers were down in the very final moments of the game. After hitting a mid-range jumper, the Knicks seemed to have the game in the bag. However, LA was not about to give up, as Wilt Chamberlain played the quick pass to West. With seconds left on the clock, dribbling up the court, West had 2 seconds left and decided to throw up the half-court heave. Fortunately for him, it went in, but at the time there was no such thing as three-pointers. So, sinking the shot, West tied the game, sending it into OT. The Kicks eventually won the game, and later, the finals itself, but the Lakers and West put up a tough fight. Horry sends the Lakers into the finals. Game 4, 2002 Western Conference Finals, Los Angeles Lakers versus Sacramento Kings. In 2002, the Los Angeles Lakers went into Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals with a 3-0 lead. Many thought that this was it, and LA would be heading into another NBA Finals as favorites. However, the Sacramento Kings had other plans, as they made the Lakers work till the very end. With the Kings leading the game 99-97, the Lakers played an inbound pass with 10 seconds left on the clock. At first, Kobe Bryant drove to the basket, but he saw his shot bounce off the rim. Then, Shaquille O'Neal grabbed the rebound and tried to tip it in. However, that too didn't work out, and after being swatted away by the Kings' defense, the ball found itself in the hands of Robert Horry at the arc. Living up to his nickname, Big Shot Rob, Horry immediately shot the three, and it went in with a swish. The game was won, 99-100, and the Lakers advanced to the NBA Finals. 3. Lillard Waves goodbye to the Thunder. Game 5, 2019 first round, Portland Trail Blazers versus OKC Thunder. The next buzzer beater takes us to Portland, Oregon, where the Portland Trail Blazers were taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the 2019 NBA playoffs. It was an incredible series that saw some rather heated exchanges between Trailblazers star Damian Lillard and Thunder star Russell Westbrook. The two had been going back and forth all series long, and the climax came in Game 5. Having earned a 3-1 lead in the series, the Blazers were back in Portland, confident as ever. They fought hard to seal the victory, but with 6 seconds on the clock, many believed it would head into OT. Fortunately, Lillard was there, as he pulled off the unthinkable, with one of the league's best defenders, Paul George, guarding him. Pulling up from 37 feet, Lillard let the three fly. George was quick to react, but a patient Lillard let go of the ball just as his defender's arm was going down. From there, all everyone could do was watch, as the ball went into the basket and Lillard walked off the court while waving goodbye to his opponents. 2. Leonard hits the dagger. Game 7, 2019 Eastern Conference Finals, Toronto Raptors vs. Philadelphia 76ers. Kawhi Leonard at one point wasn't a player you associated with clutch shots, but that all changed in 2019 when he led the Toronto Raptors to their first ever NBA championship. Along the way, Leonard hit one of the greatest shots in NBA history, a buzzer beater in Game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Raptors and 76ers met in an exciting series that was tied 3-3 heading into Game 7 at Scotiabank Arena. It was a tight game up until the very end. Tied 90-90, Leonard received the inbound pass and dribbled to the corner while being guarded by both Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. With nowhere left to go, Leonard threw up the shot. As the buzzer sounded, the ball hung in the air, before bouncing on the not once, but twice and then went right in. A huge moment for Leonard, a huge moment for Toronto, and a huge moment in NBA history, as it marked the first game-winning field goal at the buzzer in Game 7. 1. Michael Jordan, The Shot. Game 5, 1989 First Round, Chicago Bulls vs. Cleveland Cavaliers. In 1989, the Chicago Bulls, led by Michael Jordan, were once again aiming for the NBA Finals. In the first round, they clashed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team they were all too familiar with. In what was a hard-fought series, everything came down to the final moments of Game 5. With the Cavaliers leading by 1 point, and with 3 seconds left on the clock, Jordan stepped up to hit one of the most, if not the most iconic shots in NBA history. He collected the inbound pass and dribbled into the paint. Jumping right around the free throw line, the Bulls legend hit a buzzer beater over Craig Ello, sending Chicago into the next round. To this day, few shots compare to what Jordan pulled off on that night. It was the perfect example of his competitive nature and his incredible skill, which allowed him to rise to the status of greatest of all time.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for daily updates.